Metalhead Weatherman here. Just thought I'd make a quick video because there's been a few updates on that upcoming cool down here. Originally in the video I had previously, the link will be in the top right hand corner. There was a lot of model agreement saying that there would be a system that would pop up towards the northwest, cause a cool down, and then we would end up having a big snowstorm there, and then the cool down would work its way to the east. That has changed. We can even see it on this vorticity model right here. And you can see now where before, towards the 10th, 11th, and the 12th, this was a little bit further to the south. The jet stream is pushed a little bit further to the north. If you're asking why that is, it's because we have what's called a positive PNA going on in the west right now. If you don't know, a PNA is basically when the Pacific North American Oscillation, hence the acronym PNA, ends up being positive. So we're going to have warmer temperatures to the west, and usually when we have warm temperatures to the west, it's colder to the east. And in turn, what this is also going to do, it's going to lock in that PNA a little bit better. You can tell by this push in the jet stream here that as a result of this being in this direction now, we have a ridge that's been locked into place here. So now it's going to be a little bit warmer into the west for probably through the middle part of the month, or at least for maybe a week or so, to see what it does from that point onward. But you can see a much bigger storm system over here now, further to the north. And this could also be a catalyst to severe weather towards the east. Not much has changed with that. We still don't have a lot of certainty with this, but there's definitely signs that active times are ahead. So let's go ahead and look at this at the through the Euro here. And then after that, we'll go ahead and look at what the radar could look like through the perspective of the two models after the fact. Come on now. All right. This is about the time where we're at right now. Go ahead and do the same thing. The Euro's going to show pretty much the same thing. Try to pull the date in there. This is towards the weekend. Small cool down for the eastern half of the country here, but again, it's the same story. We have our jet stream hanging a little bit further north than in that last video, and then as we come towards the middle of the country, well, this actually takes a slightly more southern track and may end up bringing some slightly cooler air. It's not going to be enough to cause any snow in the northeast just yet. It's still not quite cold enough. You can see that there's a 534, 540 line right here. The 540 line actually represents the 32, is basically the 32 degree line. It's kind of hard to see right here. I wish I had a way to circle it, but you can clearly tell that we're still just a little too far north to really talk about snow just yet in this half of the country. Where that would have been most ideal is if this storm would have started out in the west. So we're holding off on the snow talk for right now. Still going to be keeping our eyes open for severe weather around the eastern half of the country, but the Euro's kind of going against it now, whereas before it was kind of hanging with it a little bit. We still may see some around the middle of the month, maybe towards the end of next week, but we'll just have to wait and see. I'll keep my eyes open for that. But let's go ahead and quickly go over what the radars could look like over the next week or so. Okay, we're waiting for this to load. GFS always takes the longest. Last time I was pretty lucky with it though, but it looks like this morning it's okay. Hang on, now it's starting to do what it needs to. So we'll move this along here, and as of right now, things are pretty quiet. And it's not going to be till about the latter half of next week, maybe towards the 13th, where we'll start to see some more active weather. Again, like I said, snow's not going. The 540 line is a little further south on the GFS on this, but It's not really going to be a situation where we can expect snow. The moisture is going to be a little bit too far to the north. Actually, we may get some snow towards the UP of Michigan, but it's not going to be much. Maybe some flurries. It'll be nice to see some flurries over there for some of you guys there, but not really. Don't expect anything major to come out of this. Anything major is probably going to stay north of the border, so to speak. However, towards the end of this model run around the 18th, it's an interesting little feature here. Might cause some heavy snow towards Maine, maybe Vermont and New Hampshire, you guys over there. But for the most part, it's not going to be a long-lived event. And then we'll have to watch towards the end of this model run here to see if there's going to be another storm system that ends up popping off in the west here and maybe kicking out this PNA. We'll see what happens with it. So the flip-flop season, as I would say, as far as the weather pattern is concerned, has begun. And we'll just have to see how things go from that point. Go ahead and look at the euro then. If my computer will respond. Uh-oh. I don't know how I got that far out. But it's pretty much, the euro's pretty much showing the same thing, so my confidence in this is actually pretty high. It's pretty much the same thing. Jump to the 13th. The euro's kind of going a little bit more rainy and slightly more aggressive with severe weather, actually, from the looks of it. This collision of air mass is about right here, so that makes sense. Here's the 540 line, here's the 570 line. I couldn't see it as well in the vorticity map. It's a little harder, so that's my fault for not paying attention, so to speak. But we'll have to watch next weekend for sure for a severe weather threat, or the latter half of next week, I should say. But beyond that, there really isn't too much going on here. My alarm's about to go off. I'll go let you guys hear it, but there's not really a whole lot going on with that. But anyway, it's the end of my video here. I gotta get going soon. I have a weekend forecast for you guys this evening. But on that note, this has been Tyler Metalhead Weatherman. I hope you guys have a good Friday.